I'm on my way to the Capitol with my guitar in hand.
Why we put a record out? I have no choice. This is what we do. This is what turns us on. This is who we are.
Every day, every night of the week, where there's no pain, there's no glory. I'll be damned if I'll be weak.
This would be classified as an Americana record on iTunes simply because they don't have a Canadiana genre to choose from. The difference between Canadiana and Americana, obviously, is that these songs have Canadiana themes to it. But it is roots-oriented music. It's a hybrid of gospel and blues and folk and rock. The good thing is that people who listen to that music understand the authenticity of it.
It's a part of who we are. Canadiana, you're a hard girl to please. Don't you ever leave me alone. No matter how far I roam, I keep coming home.
I always think that when you pick up a song and you play a song with the chords and the lyrics and the melody, that's the song. And for me, personally, that does it. Johnny Cash's American Recordings, the first record they did with Rick Rubin, that's as good as it gets for me. I love that. I don't need anything more. But I'm surprised at how many times when I play a song, people don't hear what I hear. Maybe I hear drums. Maybe when I play a song on the acoustic guitar, I'm hearing the drum groove, I'm hearing the bass line. Maybe that's the problem, and other people aren't hearing it. The good news is that Peter hears it, and always had heard it, and always does hear it when I play him a song. And he's the one who filled in all those blanks, all those colors and textures that I'm hearing in my head that other people don't hear. Peter was able to do without us even discussing it. I very rarely create characters. In fact, Adriana's a one-off. I don't think I've done that before. Most songs are autobiographical. The source of the song was actually written from a story that Robbie Robertson told on The Last Waltz. He talks about meeting Levon Helm's father. And they're sitting at the kitchen table in Arkansas late one night, and Robbie's asking questions about the South. And at one point, Mr. Helm leans over to Robbie and says, "You know, Robbie, someday the South will rise again." So the whole song was written off that little anecdote. I had to invent some kind of a muse that was as much a contradiction as she was a seductress. Good metaphor for the South, I think.
She liked to drive all night till it gets light. She liked the early morning rain. She liked the sound of wipers slapping on the pane. She got a skull and bone ring that ain't worth a thing. She got Jesus on the dash. She got 2 for $1, always pays in cash. Well, she don't want money, she don't want fame. They keep calling out her name. Adriana, come out tonight. Adriana, you make everything alright. You make everything alright. When she talks, you can tell she's a Southern belle. She got it tattooed on her chest. She got one a little further down that says it best.
I think Upon My Father's Grave is more about Rudyard Kipling's If poem than anything else. You know, not to tell lies when people are lying about you, and to believe in yourself, and don't deal with hatred when people are hating you, and keeping your head when all those are losing theirs. I think that poem sums up Upon My Father's Grave perfectly. I wish that Upon My Father's Grave was more figurative, but even though the verse lyrics are allegories, the chorus is not. I was actually at one time on my knees crying at my father's grave, yeah, over what happened to me. So that lyric to that chorus, that's as real as it gets, and there's no symbolism there at all. In the end, they say that a man doesn't really become a man until his father dies. I think there's some truth to that.
Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they've done. I've tried, but the words like a stillborn child, they preached upon my tongue. I've climbed the walls of Jericho, drank from the Holy Grail. I've been stoned and crucified, unto this cross I nail. As I stand before the altar, upon my father's grave, I weep like a child in his arms, and I'm finally saved. Oh, but I am finally saved.
Lonesome Road turned into something beyond what I had intended. Yeah. I didn't think I could write a gospel song. I didn't start off writing a gospel song. In hindsight, yeah, it is a gospel song. Problem is that every songwriter has a song called I Believe, or Shine Your Light on Me, or Lonesome Road. They're common and they are cliche. And if you look at 20th century music, you'll find blues songs and gospel songs called Lonesome Road. So you start a song like that and you write the lyric and you go, oh, it's cliche. Everybody feels the same way, which is understandable. It's a common notion. It's a common sentiment. But then you realize that Lonesome Road is Homer's Odyssey. It's 2,000 years old. It even predates that with Babylonian tales of Gilgamesh. I mean, the epic romance, that whole tale of leaving home and trying to fighting adversity and learning, discovering yourself, creating yourself, and fighting all life's challenges, and then hopefully being triumphant. That's a common, everybody experiences that. So they don't own that. Hank Williams doesn't own that. Stephen Foster doesn't own that. Homer doesn't own that. So once I got over that, I said to myself, wow, I got to finish this song. This could be a great tune. And I think it is. That's probably my favorite song on the album. It's the most, it's a no-brainer, that song. When you hear it, everything just goes together really well. It plays itself almost. Maybe it wrote itself. I don't know.
I've been down, I've been weary, I've walked alone, down Lonesome Road. All my prayers go unanswered, so I must walk this road alone. Well, I was wondering if you'd like to meet with me today. It's if you find you could slip away. Lend me your voice, won't you? Lend me your ear. I'm filled with doubt and I'm so filled with fear. I've been down, I've been weary, I've walked alone, down Lonesome Road. All my prayers go unanswered, so I must walk this road alone.
Come On June was originally written as a folk strumming song. And Eve came along with this funky, almost Steely Dan-ish type of guitar riff. It just turned it into this groove-oriented song, which I wasn't expecting. So a lot of times I'd come back to the studio after a couple of weeks, and the song would be a whole different flavor or take on a whole different attitude than it originally wasn't intended. You know, you talk about the great romances and the great loves and the great couples of all time. The Huffington Post just last month released a vote, or a poll they did, on the greatest lovers of all time and the greatest love letters found of all time. And Johnny Cash's Love Letters to June were voted as the most significant love letters written in the last 2 centuries. Which is the reason I wrote the song, was to find a woman who understood her man. If I could just find a woman that understood me, you know, someone to grow old with. I always thought of them as having a great relationship, and you know, finding that great mate for your life, your soulmate, for instance.
Come on, June, I can't wait until summer. Come on, June, don't give your heart to another. Come on, June, no other woman will do. I've been mistreated, been given up for dead. I've been tried for the things I've said. I've been the victim of slander and betrayal. Torn my heart out, I've put it up for sale. Come on.
Gordon Lightfoot told me that you know, you aren't a songwriter until you've written 50 to 75 songs that you're proud of. And I think that's accurate. He also said, keep writing, which I don't know if that was an endorsement of my writing or if that was just keep writing. You're almost there. You're almost there. Whatever. Anyways, I did.
For 40 days and for 40 nights the rain fell hard. 2 by 2 I swear they were lined up in the yard. Sink or swim, lose or win, the choice made clear. If they don't get you by reason, they get you by fear. Well, I'm not going anywhere with the ship of fools. I live my own life, make my own